Popkern's exclusive sponsor is Bakersfield Heart Hospital.
Happy Friday and welcome back to Pop Kern. I'm Nicole Gitsky. Maybe you're looking at exploring and branching out to some new book titles. Well, today we're checking out everything you need to know about a book club. And you may recognize some familiar faces. We're talking with 17's own Maddie Jansen and Vanessa Dillon, who started their own book clubs when the pandemic first started. So let's go talk with them.
Books are a really great way to step into someone else's shoes and really understand where they're coming from, which is what we all need to do right now. So that was really the propellant to finally starting it. So I kicked it off last summer with a really poignant book that was by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And it's called Between the World and Me. And it was written as a father, him writing a letter to his son about growing up being Black in America. And it was a tough read. I would say, and the fact that it was really emotional and raw, and some of it was really hard to take in, but it was really eye-opening for me. I think it was a really great book and just a good example of why we read, to expand our horizons, to learn about other people, to go places and experience things that we otherwise could never experience.
I think book clubs started kind of trending during the time that the pandemic began. I think a lot of people were kind of fidgety. What can we do to get creative, have a little bit of fun? We can't see our friends, so how can we still interact with them? It gives us accountability. So we're always every week having these discussions live on air. And so say, life gets busy. And so we want to read a great book that's going to help us and nourish us and really help us get creative. But we say, oh, I'm too busy. I don't have the time to read. Well, a book club, so many people involved, depending 2 to 3 people, you're holding each other accountable. You can't not read because people are depending on that conversation. Usually we have those conversations about an hour or so. We have them live on TV about 5 minutes. So it just helps you stay disciplined and on top of it.
It's so easy to, start a book and then forget it somewhere. Oh, I just don't have it with me. And then a couple weeks later, it's buried somewhere and you can't find it. And now you've just kind of forgotten about it. I love the idea of keeping ourselves accountable for reading books because it's such a rich reward. It's not just something that you have to do, but it's one of those things, kind of like working out. Once you make yourself do it, you feel so good. It's funny, the difference getting into bed at night and picking up a book versus sitting down and just watching something on TV that's kind of mindless. I feel like I get so much more out of it. So I really love that accountability. And especially if, you're going to talk about it with a group of friends after, or a group, it can be a virtual book club, kind of like the one I'm doing on Facebook. It's just a great way to keep yourself accountable. And then, like I said, then you get that connection too. So it's not just that you're getting the benefit of reading, you're getting the benefit of that connection with other people who read the same thing you did.
It really expands your mind and helps you see the book in a new perspective that's also enlightening for yourself. So, I could have interpreted a chapter a certain way, then Diana kind of sees something that I might have not noticed, and it just helps me get a better grasp of what the entire chapter was about. So it's kind of like broadening what you're getting out of the book too.
The main way I've been engaging with readers is through my Sunrise Readers Facebook page, because I started it, as a project of 17 News at Sunrise. So I will post the books that I'm reading, or after I've read them, post my reviews and ask for people's comments and input.
We've been encouraging people to join our Studio 17 Live Book Club every Thursday at 12:30. And we also, when people listen into our discussion, we want to hear from them via social media. I mean, we're in this social era, right? So just DM us, message us, comment on Facebook, on our Studio 17 Live Facebook, or my Instagram. I think the biggest thing that I've taken away from being in this book club is really challenging myself to think outside the box. We can pick up a book and say, okay, that was a great read. I'm glad I read that, and then move on. In this, I'm breaking every chapter down with a friend of mine or with viewers, and we're really challenging ourselves to not just read the chapter and move on, but really let what we read soak in and resonate with us. And so I think it's just helping me see the book in a different perspective, and one that would help me grow personally.
When you read a good book, it's like so much fun to talk about. I have to talk to someone about this book. I don't know what it is about sharing that with somebody, like getting to share the love of a good book together, but it's just so much fun and one of my favorite ways to connect with people.
Maybe your favorite genre is historical fiction, or just a cookbook. A book club allows you to branch out and try all of those different genres and really allow yourself to check out different books. Now, if you are interested in joining one of the book clubs we talked about, you can check out our website, kget.com. That's it for us here at This Pop Kern. We'll catch you next Friday at noon.